When I moved in with a stranger to save money, I never expected to find what he was hiding under his bed. I barely slept that night. Every tiny sound made me jump. I kept the bedroom door locked, but I swear I heard Jake trying the handle at least once. The next morning I could hear him snoring in his room, like nothing had happened. That was my chance. I had to know what I was really dealing with. I tiptoed back into his room. My hands were shaking so badly, I could barely turn on his old laptop. No password. That made my stomach drop even more. Like he wanted me to see. His desktop was full of folders with random dates. I opened the most recent one. There were more photos of me, but these were different. They weren't just normal stalking pictures. Some were edited, photoshopped. In some, he'd cut my face out and pasted it onto other women as bodies, tied up, gagged, blindfolded. It looked so real. I almost threw up. I scrolled further and found a Word document titled Plan. It was basically a diary. He'd written pages and pages about me. How he'd been watching me for months before I moved in. How he'd accidentally met me at that coffee shop, and that was no accident. He wrote about how he wanted to keep me safe. How I needed him to protect me from the world. There were lines about how he thought we were soulmates. How he was saving me from my old life. The last entry was just a few days ago. She's starting to notice. I think it's time to move to the next phase. Tonight, I'll test if she's ready. That's when it hit me. The knife, the bag. He wasn't just watching me. He was planning to do something to me. Maybe that night. I grabbed my phone, took as many pictures of the files as I could, and ran to my room. I knew I had to leave, but if he saw me pack, he'd know. So I waited until he left for work. That night, when Jake was gone, I stuffed everything I owned into 2 garbage bags. I called my best friend and begged her to come get me. She thought I was being dramatic, until I showed her the photos. We went straight to the police. They searched the apartment and found more hidden cameras. Tiny ones, inside the smoke detector in my room, even one behind my mirror. They also found a burner phone full of creepy messages he'd written but never sent. But here's the thing. They couldn't arrest him. Apparently, just taking photos isn't enough unless he actually did something physical. The police told me to get a restraining order, but that was all they could do for now. I thought the hidden photos were bad, but what I found on his laptop proved he'd been planning something much, much worse. I moved back in with my parents that same night. I changed my phone number, my social media, everything. For a while, I thought it was over, but 2 weeks later, I got a letter. No return address. Inside was just a single photo of me and my best friend sitting in her car the night she picked me up. It had 2 words written on the back. Found you. I still don't know where Jake is. The police say they're keeping an eye on him, but every time I see a strange car parked outside or hear a knock at the door, I wonder if he's watching me, waiting for the next phase. Would you be able to sleep at night if you knew someone like Jake was out there, and you were his soulmate?